Welcome in, Sons of Montezuma fans. If you're wondering where Mateo is, we're going to try something different. The baseball and softball season is in full swing in San Diego, and we're here to give you guys the rundown on all the latest in Aztec baseball and softball.
That's right. So we are your hosts. I'm Sean. You might remember me from Aztec Gamers if you watched any of it. And then this is John. That's not going to get confusing at all. So this is the new podcast for Sons of Montezuma called Sons of Montezuma Spitballers. So we're just going to be covering everything San Diego State baseball and softball. So anything going on at the Diamond, this is where you'll find it. First, if John wants to start, we can kind of tell you guys a little bit about ourselves. And then from there, we'll talk a little bit about the history of each program and then kind of players to look out for. And then at the very end, give you guys kind of a little bit of recap of how things have been going because we're getting a little bit of a late jump to this. So, John, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm John. I've been hanging around Sons of Montezuma for the last year, thanks to Sean. Been to all the tailgates last year and started coming to some of the basketball games. But I've always loved baseball ever since going to Jack Murphy Stadium, Qualcomm, and seeing the Padres out there. I played ball at Steel Canyon High School in East County. I was a catcher. Got to play with a lot of great guys out there. A couple are in the bigs right now. Won't name names. He's playing for the blasted blue guys up there up north.
The team that shall not be named.
Exactly. So I'm just hoping to be a bit of the stats guy over here. I majored in physics at SDSU, and so I'm a man who loves numbers. And that's me.
Yep. I mean, I'm sure you guys will get to know us a little bit more as we go. It's hard to kind of recap who we are that much, but I'm Sean, born and raised in San Diego. I went to Patrick Henry High School, like right across the freeway from San Diego State, grew up there. Went to Aztec games as a kid, went to Padre games at Jack Murphy, Qualcomm, whatever you want to call it, for forever. Love baseball, always have. Played baseball in high school, played a little bit in college, but blew out a knee. The tale as old as time. Otherwise, obviously would have gone pro, duh. But still love baseball. I actually, me and my dad, after I graduated from high school, we coached softball at Patrick Henry for a few years, just JV. So it was fun, know a little bit about the game as well. But, Sons of Monty, great people. Just excited to kind of shed some light on these programs because, a lot of attention goes to the main major sports, football, basketball, the money makers for the colleges a lot of the times, but my goal for this podcast is just to give some much deserved attention to the programs, the baseball and the softball program, because a lot of times they get overlooked, and the accomplishments of these players in both programs deserve the attention and to be seen. And so that's where my goal is for this podcast. I don't know, but what do you think, John? What do you want?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at baseball and softball in general in the college level, it's football takes center stage and basketball has March Madness. But at the end of the day, baseball is America's pastime. Let's get these players the respect and the acknowledgement that they deserve.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm all down for that. Yep. I mean, I'm excited. I grew up with all this, so I mean, I was doing hitting camps with Tony Gwynn when I was a kid. I'm older than John, so
I got to see Tony once. Or at San Diego State.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool. It was cool. I got to grow up with Tony coaching, Anthony at the time playing. But no, it was a good time. Circle back. I also graduated from state, kinesiology major. Should actually just want to point that out. I went to college, believe me. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. We're going to have fun. That's my biggest thing. Have fun. Talk about some of these players. Get some recognition, and make more memories. You know what I mean? Like, that's the goal of all of this, isn't it?
So I had one more question for you, Sean.
Oh gosh.
Just to get to know you a little bit more. What was your number in high school? What's the number that you would choose if you?
So I was always number 11 if I could be.
Any reason for that?
There's a few random things. I mean, my brother, I have an older brother, and he was always number 11. And the thing that he would always say, because you're growing up as a kid, and you're in little league, and coach's kid always gets number 1 because even if they're the worst kid on the team, it just always happens.
Starting pitcher.
Yeah,
So
right. Yeah, and shortstop and everything else. But yeah, that's the main thing. But my brother used to always joke it's because it's number 1 twice, and so that was part of it. There's a million different things. It's supposed to be a lucky number, whatever. What about you? What's your go-to?
Since 2007, 58. As a Red Sox fan, you got a guess for why that is?
Did you learn how to do the Irish jig in your sliders?
Oh yeah, yes.
Jonathan Papelbon reference. For those who don't get it.
For those who don't know, the closer for the Boston Red Sox, 6-time All-Star, runner-up in Rookie of the Year voting. Any guess in 2005 who he was behind?
Oh man, God, 2005.
Yeah,
I was in middle school.
he's pitching.
Like I don't.
Oh, who is he pitching for?
How do you know this? You must have looked this up. There's no way you know this off the top.
Justin Verlander.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna say like Miguel Cabrera, something like that. So,
Yeah.
but I feel like Miggy's older than that.
Yeah. No one else after that.
But all right,
Yeah.
we'll rein it in here a little bit. We're just having fun. I love it.
Spitballing.
Yeah,
Spitballing.
that's the idea of the name. We're just two guys talking about sports. Nothing. We're not geniuses. We don't know everything. We're gonna get critics that are gonna, pick and choose what they want to say about what we know. But we'll prove it eventually. You know what I mean? But yeah.
So you want to get started with baseball or softball?
Let's start with baseball.
Okay.
Just because we went to the game recently, and I think that's just on my mind.
There we go.
But yeah, let's dive in. We're gonna give you a brief for both programs, Sons of Montezuma history lesson, if you will, just so everybody has a little bit of background. If you've never gone to a Aztec softball or baseball game and you don't know anything about the programs or the history or any of their players from before, so I mean, I guess we just start out with Aztec baseball. I mean, who are the guys that pop up when you think about the program?
Tony.
Obviously.
Tony Gwynn, named the stadium's named after him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone in San Diego knows who he is.
Yeah. Played there, coached there.
Yeah, I mean,
coached his son there.
His brother played there.
His brother played there with him. Yeah.
Steven Strasburg, World Series MVP, through 100 to 104, and a no hitter. For the Aztecs.
Yep. He's also from San Diego.
Yeah.
I think he went to Rancho Bernardo High School.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You got, another tie to San Diego too. Bud Black, coached the Padres.
Yeah.
Didn't go great, but still respect.
He touched the plate.
Matt
touched
Holliday never touched
the plate. Even Bud Black believes that, and he was the coach for the Rockies later.
All Matt Holliday did was eat dirt. That's not even on the baseball field. Sorry, had to. Easy jab.
He's a guy from Atlantis, the Disney movie.
Yep. Mole. Oh, man. And then last but not least, so right field wall at Tony Gwynn Stadium has, the main wall of fame. We have like a bunch of other guys on the Hall of Fame that are on the batting cages.
They're left and right field.
But last one, Travis Lee. One of the 3 Golden Spikes winners, like you had told me the other day, which is amazing. So those are our main alumni. SDSU baseball has been a thing since 1963. Joined the NCAA in Division I in 1970.
You want to guess how many head coaches we've had? Or no, 1936. Sorry.
Oh, my bad.
1936.
Dyslexic. My bad. 1936.
Which is even crazier.
That's even more nuts. Yeah.
So,
1936, and then we weren't in NCAA till 1970. All right.
So, that being said, 1936. How many head coaches do you think we've had?
See, I know the answer, but not because I knew it before we were gonna do this. I mean, I would have guessed like something under 10 because of the way you asked the question. but I mean, it's pretty astounding.
Like,
So I mean, go ahead.
6 head coaches in the last 89 years
That is amazing.
is crazy. Like, and some of them were what 28 plus years, 30 plus years. And Tony wasn't even like he was there for a while, but it wasn't like crazy.
Well, and honestly, Tony probably would have stayed longer if it wasn't for his,
Yeah.
sadly his health issues that he ran into. But I mean, and so it's pretty amazing. I mean, the longevity of it gives you what do I mean? You're a Steelers fan, isn't your guys' coaching thing kind of crazy?
Yeah, we don't let people go.
Yeah, well, that's
Except for
good.
Canada.
I like that because it makes it where you can build a culture. Because I mean, especially in today's day and age with college sports, there's so much turnover that it's hard. It's hard to build anything with everybody moving around. So if you can keep the main man, the head coach, and the culture the same for a long period of time, you have a better chance of keeping things successful. So.
Yeah. Speaking of the main man, Sean Cole. Not to confuse more people about Sean Jon and now Sean.
And not Sean Lewis.
Yeah.
There's so many Seans everywhere nowadays. I just hope Sean Cole does better than Sean Lewis has so far. Cheap dig, but you're doing Sean's dirty, man. We need some success. Sean Cole, man. But yeah, Sean Cole, I mean, he seems like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
I mean,
he gave us the head nod yesterday at the game.
Yeah, saw him literally walking up the stairs to the seats. Don't know why he was in the stands. No idea. Super cool dude though.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I'm excited to see what he's doing with this team. It's a young team. For those who don't know, we had a lot of freshmen last year. We were in a rebuild as in sports terms. And we're getting through it. We're putting the pieces together. We're seeing these young guys come in after last season, and they're showing progress. Just some names to keep on your radar if you're ever at a game. First off, I guess we'll start off with Omar Serrano, starting pitcher, the team's ace. Was first team All Mountain West last year, led the league in conference ERA, and one of the key standouts preseason for this upcoming season by the Mountain West.
Yeah, he was one of the two of our players, right, that made the preseason All Mountain West team.
Yeah.
So I mean, big expectations for him. Yeah. But I mean, he seems like he's got it. I mean, it's
he's got some nasty stuff. Control could use some work, but when he's coming down the mound, he's striking people out.
Yeah, tall, throws hard. I mean, and I mean,
do that.
Last year, I mean, 5-5 record last season, right?
Yeah, I mean, in conference play, he was no joke.
Yeah, 3.06 ERA is pretty. It's not too shabby.
Yeah, right. Especially as a starter.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm like, if you're a reliever and you come in here and there, but I mean, if you're trying to go 5-6 innings, that's freaking solid.
Yeah. And who was the other standout player for the beginning of the season?
So the second player or the other player that was on the preseason All Mountain West team was Finley Bates. So he's our shortstop, sophomore. Looks big expectations for him as well. Did really well at the plate last season. Hit almost 400, 375 like during Mountain West conference play. I mean,
we're really glad he's coming back to state.
I mean, if you don't like Steve Finley, I mean, I don't know, because like the name Finley is just so easy. How do you not root for somebody named Finley?
Very very good baseball name.
Yeah, I mean, it either reminds me of baseball or of the wrestler in WWE. They used to hit people with shillelaghs. It's pretty fitting. Shillelagh baseball bat. Where's Mark Grant? Where's Mark Grant at? Hit him with your shillelagh. It's fine. Nah, Finley Bates, another guy to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you gonna take the next one?
I mean, Jake Jackson, man. We just came back from a game yesterday in which he roped a ball over the center fielder's head for a walk-off. That dude is no joke. He center fielder for the team, all academic selection last year, and the preseason freshman of the year in 2023 was hitting 270. Dude's ready for the game. and he knows how to come up in clutch situations. Like, ice in the veins is an understatement.
I mean, Jake Jackson just sounds like a great baseball player name. It's perfect. I mean, how do you not? Like, dude's got a smooth,
Yeah.
silky smooth swing. Sorry, I
Yeah.
got tripped up on my own word.
He looks confident up there.
Oh yeah.
He's the number 3 hitter. Hard to mistake him. The dude's massive.
Well, when he's in the box, I mean,
Yeah.
he's a sophomore. He doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
He looks very confident, like you
No.
said. So,
No.
I mean, another guy just ready to break out, you know,
Mhm.
rake it up. Next, we got Nevin Noonan, who's our second baseman. He's a junior. He transferred from Grossmont. So, I mean, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm interested to know. I know that they've recently changed the rules about eligibility based on, you know, with junior college and stuff. I wasn't totally sure if that touches baseball, but if it does, that means he's got 2 whole other years of eligibility, which would be amazing.
And
Because
he was killing it at Grossmont.
oh yeah,
Like,
he was. I mean, on fire. 319. It's like oof. I'm like in a game where you fail more often than you succeed. That's just amazing. He's and at second base too. Usually second base is more of a glove position than
yeah, usually a speed guy.
than really just hitting. I mean, it's you expect a lot more just glove work and speed. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I mean, he looks consistent out there. Even yesterday, he was just smacking the ball to all parts of the field.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of his glove, he just missed a couple diving plays, just kicked right off the heel of his glove. But I mean, he had to lay out. He was looking
He
good.
got some range.
Sorry if we're confusing anybody. We're talking a little bit. We went to the home opener.
We're behind.
We're behind. We're behind to getting this
catching
out.
up.
So we'll touch on it a little bit, but you know we'll start recapping more about the games and stuff as we get more into the further episodes. But you know, it's just when you watch it yesterday, it's hard not to talk about it today. So.
Yeah.
But all right, I'm gonna let you go with the last guy that we
Okay.
got for baseball
We
because
got that vaccine that I like.
2 famous quarterbacks put together.
Yeah. A freshman to look out for. Peyton Rogers. No relation to Aaron.
Or Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Sorry, had to do it.
Freshman from San Diego, went to Torrey Pines High School, is looking to be the closing pitcher for the Aztecs. The dude looks like a junior or senior. Came in a couple days back and just looks dominant. Was in a tough situation, bases loaded, and blew through guys. 3 strikeouts, faced 11 batters through 2.5 innings. The dude's elite. The look out for Peyton Rogers throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, I got a soft spot for closers on San Diego State Aztec baseball teams because when I was a kid, there was a guy that was the closer. I mean, it was forever ago. I don't even know how old I was, like 10 maybe. Royce Ring, which if anybody knows San Diego or Red Sox baseball, he pitched for both teams, and I love both of those teams. When I was a kid, Royce Ring, his best pitch was a changeup. But the dude, every time he threw the ball, snorted out of his mouth so loud, just so it sounded like he was throwing 105 miles an hour. When I'm a 10-year-old kid, I have no idea what's going on, but it was amazing. I love Royce Ring. He was awesome. Got to play against him in adult baseball when he was rehabbing his elbow after having Tommy John under a fake name, of course, because not allowed to play in adult baseball. But pretty cool dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, doubled off the wall off of him, Got him to sign my hat.
There he is.
I have proof. But no, all right. And then, hey, we got to talk about the new addition to the coaching staff, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mark the Shark.
Oh, man.
Mark the Shark. For those who don't know, Mark Melanson, former closing pitcher for the San Diego Padres, 6-time All-Star, one of which with the Padres in 2021, signed during the offseason to be our pitching development coordinator at San Diego State. Really awesome to see a guy who made a big difference in the Padres, in the San Diego community, coming back and being what is a big part of the San Diego State family. Our head coach was our pitching coach before he took the head coaching job. So I'm really excited to see what Mark's able to do to help these young pitchers and make the team better as a whole.
Yep. And fun fact, Mark Melancon started his career on the Red Sox. And he didn't end on the Padres, but towards the end he ended up on the Padres.
Yeah.
I will say when he was on the Red Sox, not very good. But then he got traded to Pittsburgh, and that's where he was amazing.
Yes.
And then everybody wanted him from
And
that
then
on out.
Yankees, Diamondbacks, he played for
He was on a bunch of teams.
yeah, 7 or 8.
And I mean, successful pretty much everywhere but Boston.
9.
9.
Is it 9?
Oh man, 9 teams.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
13 years.
And to do well on all of them, except for the Red Sox. But yeah. I'm not bitter about that part. No, don't worry about it. I will say, if Mark Melancon would have been good on the Red Sox, then they wouldn't have gotten Brock Holt. And I love Brock Holt. So.
Depending on when you're seeing this. Sean, when is the next time the Aztecs will be in San Diego?
So our next homestand is going to be March 6th to the 9th against Northeastern, which, ironically enough, just played the Red Sox today in spring training. I'm telling you, there's just ties into the Red Sox all over the place. I can't help it.
San Diego and Boston have always had a connection.
Yeah.
Ted Williams, we were their minor league team.
There's so many players that play for both of those teams. It's just crazy. There's always some weird. I don't know if it's the front offices or what, but everything connects. It's interesting. But I will say, I don't know if this is going to get out before then, but if it does, USD comes to the Mesa on the 25th of February. And so it's a Tuesday. There's also basketball versus New Mexico. But if you're not going to the basketball game, go to the baseball game and be loud because we got to beat the team from across town. Got to do it.
We already did it once.
Yep.
We did it once. We put a smacking on them.
Beat down UCSD. Now we just got to beat down USD. Alrighty, time to switch gears here. I think we're about ready to cover some softball. Is that what we're thinking?
I mean, what has been this softball team? I don't think there's enough that we can say in what little time we have on this podcast.
Honestly, and it's funny because coming into this, me and you, we have baseball backgrounds for the most part, obviously. Like, I coach JV softball, that don't count. And we play slow pitch softball, still don't really count.
Yeah, go Trash Fans.
Softball has been the way more exciting program in the last few years. They have been amazing.
I want to say San Diego State softball started in 1977. We've had coaches, about the same amount of coaches in that short amount of time. Kathy Van Wyck was the longest tenured coach we had and kind of led the team into the modern era of softball here, kind of paved the way for our current coach, who, Sean, do you know all of her accolades?
I mean, there's a lot. So Stacy Newman took over in 2022 for Kathy Van Wyck. In the first 3 years that she's been here, in the only 3 years she's been here, she has won 2 regular season conference championships, 2 Mountain West tournament championships, and those are in the last 2 years. And they've been to the NCAA tournament in all 3 of the years that she's been the head coach here.
And a super regional.
Yeah, and a super regional, which that's even more.
Baseball has never done that.
Yeah.
Aztec baseball has never got to the super regional.
And Stacy Newman is a player. I mean, I think that's what you were really talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to run through it, how much time we got?
Yeah. 3-time Olympic medalist, 2-time gold medalist, 1-time silver, has Pac-12 records for days in batting average, slugging percentage. Her NCAA career is up there with the greats.
Yeah, that's someone I'd want to coach me.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Well, and
All those medals too. I mean, man,
Yeah.
if you can be part of an Olympic team, like
Yeah, you can be with one. No, try three.
that was the period of time where we won so much they took softball out of the
Yeah.
Olympics. But now it's coming back.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, hey, that's a gamer, and I mean, if there's anybody you want coaching you, it's someone that's been there, you know.
Well, and that history is kind of what is drawing players to want to play in San Diego.
Yeah,
The
honestly,
the transfer portal is a big uh, change in all of college sports, and having that kind of player as the head of this team is that there's going to be a lot of good hitters, good players that want to be in San Diego.
yeah. I will say for both programs, I am very interested because I haven't dived too deep into how the transfer portal has been since it started, like as far as softball and baseball go. Because I know in football and basketball, guys are changing teams every year. It's all over the place. You know what I mean? I feel like because of the structure and the way that teams are built in baseball and softball, where there's so many more people and everybody's got their job, and some people are good at everything, but usually everyone's got their like shtick that they're amazing at one thing and then pretty good at other stuff. So am very curious to see how that goes because I feel like you said, with her as the head coach for softball, it's gonna bring people here, but at the same time, the people that are here are gonna want to stay here.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that is the huge thing because camaraderie out of all sports that I've ever played personally, if you are playing ball, whether it's slow pitch softball or baseball or obviously I've never played fast pitch softball, but if you don't get along with your teammates, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could have you I mean, look at the MLB in the last few years. You've had teams that put together these teams full of like amazing players and they just kind of peter out. Everybody's no one's in it for everybody. They're in it for themselves. And I feel like what I like from what I've seen from our softball team is they all are in it for each other. Like they pardon my French, but our team kicks ass. Like they will go to war for each other, and it is amazing. Like it's.
I mean,
coming into this, I was all baseball, and now I'm more excited to go and watch softball.
Yeah, right.
Like honestly, like it's exciting. Their games have been amazing. Like,
well, I mean, speaking of they got ranked.
Yep,
recently.
They did.
Again, we're late to the game, but they played a couple tournaments. One of which was in San Diego and Fullerton, and then they went over to Florida
and owned everybody
and ran the table.
Yep.
Beat two ranked teams, ended up being ranked at the end of the weekend. They're elite.
They're gamers, man. I mean, it's never over. Like we've seen games where they blow people out, games where they're behind and come back, tie games where they fight, and like it's been awesome. Like
little bit of everything. Walk off grand slams.
Oh yeah. Yeah, doesn't get much better than a walk off grand slam. Wish we had video of it.
Yeah.
But the one game we couldn't stream.
Thanks, Evo Shield.
But anyway, circling back, we'll talk about our alumni.
Yeah. So the one keynote alumni that comes to mind, Sandro Dezzaro, one of the best pitchers in Aztec history. 87 wins in 186 appearances. Oh God, I'm looking at these accolades and I'm just like, where do I even?
It is a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's hard to list all these. I mean, they're all. It just what blows my mind is the 87 wins, but 95 complete games. So there were games that she just went the whole way anyway.
Yeah,
like, that's amazing.
I mean, and I will say that for those who don't know, key difference in softball and baseball: softball pitchers have stamina for days.
Yeah,
they'll pitch a 7-inning game. And then there'll be a doubleheader, and they'll pitch another 4 innings in the next game.
Well, and the other thing that's interesting that a lot of people probably don't know, if you know baseball but you don't know softball, you can start a softball game at pitcher, come out, and go back in. Mm-hmm. Like you're not done like it is in baseball. So, I mean, we watched that game against Oklahoma, and didn't Didi started
Yeah,
and then came back in and
yeah.
finished.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it was amazing. It's the mechanics of throwing with that underhand windmill. It's so much better for
Yeah.
your shoulder. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, it's natural.
It is interesting to
Yeah.
look at that though about Sandra Desaro because I'm like, that is when she was around. That's when our program kind of got on the map. That early 2000s because it's
Mhm.
since 2000 we've been in the NCAA tournament 14 times.
Yeah.
Which that's when it started.
Yeah, and she went to our first NCAA tournament.
Apparent, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
She definitely was one of the leaders on the team and one of the only numbers to be retired by the Aztecs
man,
in softball.
yeah, in softball. Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right, current players then? Is that where we're headed?
from one pitcher to another, we want to start with?
Yeah, sure. Speaking of Didi,
Yeah, he brought her up.
Didi Hernandez, man, talk about a baller. I mean, she just seems like she's like the heart and soul of this team. Honestly, like she'll put everybody on her back. It seems like that all the girls love her.
Yeah.
I mean, she's
Super nice also.
She's tied for, or it has, I don't know, was tied, but broke. We think she
Yeah.
broke the record for saves, most saves in SDSU softball history, which it's like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And
she's still going.
And she's still
just gonna get
yeah.
more.
That was just the beginning of this season.
Yeah.
Best pitcher, one of the best pitchers in Mountain West. I mean, like I said, it seems like she's willing to do anything for her teammates. You know,
Okay.
she'll start, she'll relieve, she'll close, she'll do whatever you ask of her. I mean, seems like just a great person as well as a great softball player.
Yeah. Other than that, or next, sorry, let's go to the infield. Or
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
Let's do infield.
yeah.
We'll talk about the tandem of the infield. How about that? We'll do them and then we'll go outfield.
Yeah, yeah, there we go. Okay, so number 28, Lala Marcario, was a transfer last year. Came in, and just cleaned house. She's the current leader in batting average and slugging percentage on the team. All West region, third honors last year, and she's just being a force at second base.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
there's not really much else to say. I mean, it's been the tandem of her at second, and then the only freshman that has been starting every game,
yeah.
Quinn Waki, number 16. I mean, them together, it's so smooth.
Yeah.
Like they work together so well. I've seen Quinn gun some people down at home plate on some relays from the outfield. You know, them turning the play at second.
Well,
it's
dude,
just
that Bama
smooth.
game.
Oh
That Bama
yeah,
game, like 3 or 4 double plays.
Yep.
Like
you can just tell they're like in sync with each other. They're on it. I mean, Quinn she's been hitting great, 333 so far and 30 at bats. I mean, it's early in the season, but I mean, as a freshman,
yeah,
to be the shortstop as a freshman
Yeah.
on this team is just
and
it's awesome.
Coming to the mainland.
Hawaii
She's from
native.
Hawaii,
All
so,
right.
like that's got to be a change of pace coming.
Yeah, honestly, I mean,
Yeah.
time difference and stuff. At least weather wise, it's
Yeah.
similar, you know. But no, I mean, she's been on fire. Everybody, I mean, her and Lala together though, that's a great tandem. I feel like you can't if the middle infield is solid, that's huge.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and then
move on to the outfield.
yeah, going out to the outfield.
All right.
Bella Espinoza. I mean, speedster on the bases. She's been with San Diego State for her entire college career. Is second in SDSU history for batting average over her career. Fifth in stolen bases. She is one of the 4 captains on the team with Lala and Didi. She's killing it out there in the outfield. Every time she comes to the plate, I expect her to be on base. And if she gets to first, she's getting to second.
She's not staying.
Yeah.
What's also awesome is she can fill it in the infield too. So she's kind of jack of all trades too.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes it where it gives you some flexibility to move some people around if you need to.
Yeah.
So.
One of those things, the differences between baseball and you don't really see a lot of like outfielders going to shortstop or like it.
Yeah, honestly, even in like throughout the infield, it's like you play third, you maybe play first. Like that's pretty much it. Outfield is outfield. If anything, the only interesting part of college baseball compared to, pros and stuff is a lot more guys pitch,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited. This is going to be a fun season. I can't wait to get out to some of these softball games in person instead of having to watch them on stream. Like,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
going to be
Oh, yeah.
they're going to be fun, and we're going to get loud, and we're going to be probably
Yeah.
kind of annoying, but but that's okay.
Pine tar.
That's what we're here for.
Um,
Oh man, don't even get me started on the pine tar.
If you guys want to see softball, they'll be coming back to San Diego March 7th, 8th, and 9th to play Loyola Marymount. We will probably be there to at least one of those games.
I mean, what's exciting about that is that means that both softball and baseball will be home over that weekend. So there is a chance that, because if they play around the same time, for anybody that is interested in going to games, ticket prices for these games are on the cheap end for sure. So I mean, it's a great way to get, if you got kids or anything like that, grandkids, anybody that wants to get close to the game and get to learn about it. It's cheap to get in. It's open seating, super laid back. Everyone has a great time. But what's really cool is if they're both playing at the same time, it's one ticket.
Mhm.
You buy a ticket and you can go to both games and you can move back and forth as much as you want because everything's in one single facility. So, I mean, I'm excited. I didn't, now that I realize they might be playing at around the same time. Let's go to both.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's play two.
yeah. Let's play two.
I'm excited. I feel like we've covered kind of, it's been 3 weeks into softball at this point that we're recording this, and I've been, like I said, killing it up and down. As far as like the games, like some are high scoring and back and forth. Some we just run away with it. Others have been on the lower scoring end. I mean, it's been exciting to watch, and I think baseball, we're slowly getting into baseball. It's only been about a week or like maybe going on two, but you know, it's Tony Gwynn Legacy Tournament right now this weekend while we're recording this, and I'm just excited. We're gonna have some fun, and hopefully everybody out there will get some people to watch and want to watch us, and if anybody has any questions, we can help answer. Let us know, and
Yeah.
just want
Put
to
them in the comments.
shed some light, on these programs and
Yeah.
get some people some credit that they've worked hard to get.
Mhm.
In these sports that a lot of people don't really give a lot of credit to. I mean, it's just
Overlooked.
everybody, yeah, very much so overlooked. That's exactly what I guess I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
That's it. So
I'm Sean.
I'm John.
That's gonna be so fun. But all I gotta say is stay. Montezuma Spitballers, baby, let's go.